Rajat Kathuria, CEO at Signature Global, joins in. Rajat, welcome to the show, and always a pleasure to speak to you at NDTV Profit. This is Hiral on this side. My first question coming to you is the large-scale commercial development with RMZ. In terms of the size, what would this actually mean for the company from here on?
Yeah, Hiral, thanks for inviting us to your show. So, Hiral, over the last decade, by and large, we got founded about a decade back. I think we've been in a build-to-sell business, and we've been fairly successful with our, geography-focused sort of strategy. From literally a start phase, we ended up achieving about, let's say, 2,600 odd crores of sales back in year, 2022. And even thereafter, we saw a sprint in, pre-sales, growing at almost about annual CAGR of about 60% between 22 and 25, wherein we achieved about 10,000 plus crores of sales. So just to clarify to you on the first point, what we guided, or preempted to the market was that for this year, we expect to stay range bound. This is more a factor of, the staggering growth which we've seen over the last 3 to 4 years and the high base effect. However, the sales in general in the housing market, stay steady. As a new venture, as we decided to get into the commercial real estate business as well. But this is a new animal. Most of the yield assets are built from a leasing perspective, and we did not want to enter the business, a new highly capital intensive business on our own. So hence we decided to set up a platform with a very experienced player. We found, RMZ absolutely fit for the role because they've done more than 70 plus million square foot of development of annuity assets. And, they've agreed to partner with us on this 5.5 million square foot of, development where land is already owned by the company and sitting in a, subsidiary of ours. So they'll take up 50% stake, which is more or less at the land stage as of now, with certain approvals in place. And, they'll invest close to 1,280 crores.
Okay, so Rajat, my question to this is the development, to what I understand, is total capital value of around 14,000 to 16,000 odd crores. Correct me if I'm wrong. And secondly, by when do you see these kind of revenues flowing in? What's the kind of timeline that you're looking at?
So this is a project which has, advanced stage approvals. We can break ground, in a couple of quarters. So I think the project development time frame should be 4 to 5 years from the start date. And yes, you're right. The capital value once completed of these assets are expected to be in the range of 14 to 16,000 crores.
And how much of this will flow into 27? Anything that you're expecting as pre-bookings or anything?
No, this is more on a, the intent, while the plans are yet to be finalized, but bulk of, this development will be from a build to lease perspective. And hence it is not like the housing business where we are, doing on a build to sell basis, and hence it's getting counted as pre-sales. This is more of, asset development from a yield earning perspective.
Rajat, post Q3, now that we are into Q4, how have things changed from Q3 to Q4 for a Signature Global on ground with the way development has been? And in terms of change of strategy as well, what will that actually mean for a Signature Global going into FY27 now?
So see, like I said, that the sales stay steady. Okay, so at the current base, we didn't anticipated a lot of growth coming in. That's what, we preempted the markets while we, updated our previous quarter numbers. But the quarter is going very well. There's fast-paced completions taking place. Sales are looking good. And as far as, this JV is concerned, the intent is to have a much larger platform. So that's a parallel line of business which we'll get into and, start investing, part of the free cash flows which the housing business is creating for us over the, medium-term basis.
Hi Rajat, Sharad here. I was just checking your numbers, the pre-sales numbers, the pre-collections number, those numbers are down both Q3 as well as 9-month basis. Now, of course, this might be an industry-specific issue also in the NCR region. Just wanted to get a feel of it. Are the developers overcommitting when it comes to the important projects, and the collections are coming slower? Is there some kind of speculation in the markets? What the industry folks are talking about in NCR? I want your views on that.
The first 6 months, numbers on the collection side, yes, were a little weak. But, the Q3, we saw, a good pickup on the collection side. And, the trend is expected to continue in the Q4. So we should end the year with, fairly on a positive note. And I think sales are steady. We focus on mid-income housing. We are not into, very high-end sort of, housing market. But we are seeing, good steady sales happening in the housing market.
So that's the overall outlook. And what would this partnership actually mean for a Signature Global? Thank you, Rajat, so much for joining in. Always a pleasure to speak to you.